cabinet and get us that table. I'll be back.
Excuse me. The delivery entrance is downstairs. Are you here for dinner? Metro Court is jackets only. I have a jacket.
Mr. Morgan is my guest.
Miss Corinthos.
Yes. The dress code does not apply to Mr. Morgan, ever, okay? Thank you.
Well, look who just dropped in for dinner. Aren't you flattered?
You know, at one time I would have been. But you and I have agreed to make a fresh start. To put ourselves first instead of chasing after other people.
Is that even possible?
Tonight, you are the only woman in the room for me.
Look at Lorenzo. He's sitting across the table, no real eye contact, no emotional connection there. He's only here with her tonight so he can establish...
Carly, how will watching Alcazar eat dinner help me get Sam out of lockup?
You know my theory makes sense. Alcazar brought the Ruiz family into town. Now, why wouldn't he cover his tracks by killing me?
Okay. You know what? You need to stop for a second and think about what you just said. Because if Alcazar is responsible for shooting Manny, that means he's back in business. And at some point, he will have to be dealt with.
Are you trying to tell me that you're planning to kill Lorenzo?
Alcazar came to town to destroy Sonny. But you defended him. And eventually, you married him. No matter how much we talked about getting rid of Alcazar, Sonny didn't want to do something to a man that you cared about.
Shook out the time you shot him and I ended up with a bullet.
Come on, Sonny thought he was hurting you, Carly.
I got in the middle, yeah, I know.
I just want you to be ready. Okay? And I'm going to tell you this. You cannot protect Alcazar anymore. Do you understand?
Lorenzo loved me in his own way. But he never accepted me for who I am. I think it was always about giving back
I
his son.
just want you to be prepared if something should happen.
I don't wish any harm to Lorenzo, but I'm not gonna get in the middle, so you do what you have to do. I won't stop you.
Okay. All right, I gotta go. Can you get a ride home?
Do you think Lorenzo will know that we've been spying on him?
What are you talking about? We're friends. This is your restaurant. Why wouldn't we have dinner here?
All right, okay.
Okay? Thanks.
Okay, take care.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. You know, Elizabeth, you helped me feel much better. I hope that you're not afraid anymore and that we can be friends.
My job is to take care of you as I would any other patient.
Sorry, I didn't mean to overstep. You know, but in my life before, no one ever treated me the way you do, with compassion and kindness, so...
Mr. Ruiz is away.
Yes, he is. And your doctor will be with you soon.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Quit the kinder, gentler routine. And tell me if you're ready to accept my offer.
Sonny and I have some business to discuss.
Yeah, I was just leaving. You know, wait, Jason. I can see that you're angry, all right? And that you completely disapprove of what you think is going on here, but I just want to be really clear on one thing, all right? Sonny didn't ask me over here. I sought him out, all right? And I'm sorry that this is so difficult for you, but please don't take it out on him.
Well, Sam didn't shoot Manny. There's a chance that... How could you just ignore the sister who loves you so much? Emily loves you, She's never said a bad word against you that I know of. She deserves a lot better than the way
Being with you will hurt her.
You
I
have
can't
that little-
pretend to be okay with that.
You
Sonny.
have that little
What happened
faith in me?
to leaving Emily alone, staying away from her? What happened to that?
It's, I don't know. It's Emily's decision.
Yes. Okay. Manny ID'd Juan Escobar as a shooter.
He flew all the way from Miami?
I can't believe it either. Carly thinks Alcazar.
Well, I wouldn't be listening to Carly.
Well, you know what? Carly has a hunch about this.
But if Manny knows that Alcazar tried to kill him, why would he try to cover for him?
Well, maybe they're working together. They've
No,
worked
this
together
thing with Manny is just getting out of hand. If he comes out from under this, if he is set free with Alcazar's support, we are in serious trouble.
I agree.
Can you still trust me? My decisions? Are you still going to be loyal to me, no matter what happens with Emily?
The memory chip from Sam McCall's cell phone. As I mentioned before, my tech people were able to restore it. I could prove that you attacked Sam McCall at the courthouse during the trial, just as she reported. Which proves that you're faking this miraculous change. Now imagine if this information fell into the hands of the district attorney.
So you want me to take out Sonny and Jason? With assistance from you if necessary.
I'm going to take over Sonny's territory. I'm simply giving you the opportunity to assist.
Hey, how could I refuse that?
Sam, you don't need to be here.
Yes, I do.
I see that this is emotionally grueling for you. And it's not going to get any better today. It's going to be very difficult for you to sit and watch this, so you should probably
What?
not...
Stay home and keep quiet? Yeah, that would be much easier for you, wouldn't it? It would be much easier for you to dismiss Manny's crimes if his victims were just numbers on a page and they didn't have a name or a face. Well, they do, and we are here.
You're making this a lot more difficult than it needs to be.
We're going to take front row seats, thank you.
Manny Ruiz is a cold-blooded killer who shot his own father in the back. He has admitted responsibility for the Glencoe Tunnel tragedy, for shooting Robin Scorpio, for shooting Jason Morgan, and for terrorizing Sam McCall, as well as countless other women.
My client admits that he was a violent man. He's not denying his criminal past or the reprehensible things that he's done.
Why shouldn't Mr. Ruiz confess? Why shouldn't he swear that he's a brand new man? He knows it's the only chance he has to go free. If you believe him.
You heard undisputed medical testimony that the malformation in Mr. Ruiz's brain caused his violent behavior. Once the doctors performed the surgery to correct the problem...
According to Miss Davis, nothing of the old Manny remains. Nothing at all. Not the killer, not the sadist, not the criminally insane man who lives to inflict pain. According to Miss Davis, that Manny has disappeared. He's vanished. He's gone for good. And how are we supposed to know this? How did the doctors know this? Because Manny Ruiz told him so. That's it. That's all. That's all that we have to go on. The word of an admitted liar who kills people for pleasure. We don't have any objective tests to tell how well this surgery went. We have no numbers to compare. We had no blood tests to analyze. Manny Ruiz is acting like a different man. That's all we have. Yet, you're supposed to take his word over the word of a woman that he stalked and he terrorized, a woman that he planned to rape while her fiancé sat tied in a chair with a bullet in him, a woman that he attacked in this very courthouse not 200 feet from this spot while this very trial was underway.
It's true that Sam was victimized, but not by the man sitting in this courtroom today. She was victimized by my client before the surgery, when he was driven by an undiagnosed defect in his brain. Miss McCall claims that she was attacked by my client in the holding room. But as you can see, there's no evidence. There was no evidence to support that the prosecution failed dramatically at their burden of proof. You have seen witnesses repeatedly try to goad my client into attack. And he has demonstrated absolutely no malice toward anyone. You've seen it. I think it's fair to say that everyone in this courtroom is sympathetic. I think it's fair to say that our hearts go out to Miss McCall for the pain that she suffered, and she did, in fact, suffer. And I think it's only natural that Miss McCall would want revenge. She would want someone to pay. She wants my client to pay. She wants Manny to pay. She wants him to die. But you can't do that. Because the court is not an instrument of revenge. It is about the rule of law. You have to follow the law. Whether you like it or not, you have to follow the law. Manny Ruiz committed those crimes, and he was not of sound mind. And according to the law, he is not responsible for his actions. You have to follow the law. You have to find my client not guilty.
Where are you?
What's wrong?
We have to talk. Now.
You want to get some coffee?
You know what? I don't think the jury is going to be out very long.
You're awfully confident.
The law is clear on this. The jury's going to have to follow it.
You are good because you made me look like a criminal and Manny look like a victim.
Sam, I advised you.
I have every right to be here, and it was a cheap shot to drag me into your closing arguments.
I was doing my job, and the jury's going to have to do theirs, and there's a very good chance he's going to be acquitted. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? Well, if Manny gets acquitted and he walks away, he will still be insane. He will probably go after you and all of us, for that matter.
There's no point in having this conversation. Why don't you do yourself a favor? Just go home and make sure Jason doesn't go after Manny.
You talk to Jason for himself. I don't speak for him, okay?
Durant is going to want to bust Jason if anything happens to Manny.
Oh,
okay?
come
It's going to be a way for him to
Rick.
save face after a humiliating loss.
You don't care about Jason, and I do not need your advice.
Rick is just trying to help.
No, Rick is trying to minimize his guilt for helping you turn Manny loose.
The jury has reached a verdict.
The fact that the jury is in this quickly is a good sign.
Court is now in session. In the matter of the state versus Manuel Ruiz, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
How do you find?
We find the defendant guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
I think it means you've won.
Order in this courtroom. Mr. Ruiz, will you please face the court? Due to the seriousness of the crimes you committed before the surgery, you will continue with appropriate psychiatric treatment and evaluation. You will be placed on parole, and you will complete your community service at General Hospital.
Oh, Your Honor, with all due respect, that is absurd. It's ridiculous.
You will wear an ankle monitor at all times, and your movements will be restricted to a 5-mile radius of Port Charles Police Department. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
This court is adjourned.